My name is Akinmejiwa, Oluyemi, Walter, and I prepare assignment 2 on a course being a teacher. The language I use in my class matters a lot because sometimes you may teach and learning may not take place because of the language you use in that class. For example, I'm in Nigeria, I'm teaching in Nigeria, and I'm teaching in an international school where all people from different countries are. Definitely the language and it must be universal because those students in my class, they are from different backgrounds, different ethnics, different countries, different locations, different states, and they all come together to be in my class. Because if I'm teaching and communication is not taking place, definitely I'm teaching nonsense. I need to carry along all the students in my class. For example, all the codes that we are taught, restricted codes, elaborated codes. By restricted is meaning for national and local school. That is, whereas we will discover that all the students in your class are from the same background, from the same ethnics, you can use restricted codes. Because with respect to those number of students, it was like my school, as a national school, I actually elaborate code. I need to convey the language I'm using to be very explanatory enough. I will not use it, I must not use big vocabularies in my class. Because the joy of it is that learning should take place. They should understand what I am teaching. And how does the students' language changes? Because they are from different backgrounds. Some of them speak their dialect at home. Among their peers, they speak informal languages in between themselves. But when a school has a universal language, oh, this is this. For example, in my school, if you speak any other languages than English language, you will be penalized. Not to talk of in the class. That's though we were brought up in Nigeria, though English is not our first language, but we will be adapting to teach the students right from the nursery school, versatile with English language. Though it may be very difficult being not their first language, but at least since they were brought up with English language, and since they know that when they come to school, they will be taught in English language. We do advise all the parents, though they have their own dialects, they should be speaking English to their children. This barrier has been and is the same for me also, because some doesn't learn English at all. For example, those who are in France come to our school, and our school is English speaking school, English learning school. It's very difficult even in my class. I need to take them to the grassroots. That is why I need to use elaborate codes in my class. Any words I want to use must be in simplified form, because words have to say different meanings as we are taught in our class, like volume. When you're talking about volume, let them know in mathematics that I teach. Volume means a lot, length, breadth, times height over shape. And if we're talking about volume, they need a volume. Is it volume of the stereo? Is it volume of television? So you need to be elaborate enough for them to understand what you are teaching. And they will say, how aware are you of the language you use? I'm very aware of the language I use in my class, because I want them to achieve success. I want them to learn, to hear what I'm saying. So I must use universal language that will be clear to all my students. And what message may your choice of language convey to your school? There are many messages you must learn, because the language I must use must correspond with the textbooks they are using. For example, all their textbooks are written in English. Definitely, we are teaching in English, not like some countries like India that they use their first language. They use their dialect to teach. But we in Nigeria here, we are using English language. All their texts are written in English. Everywhere and corner, you speak English, except when you get to your home and you speak your dialect with your peers. In the school area, the legalized language in Nigeria is English. So, also, we learn about many key theories and all the codes, but in my class, my teaching must be understood by my students. Otherwise, I'm teaching nothing. That is why the language I speak in my class is very, very important. Very, very. If I use restricted codes, then maybe some will hear, some will learn, and some will not learn. But by using the universal language that is approved in Nigeria, which is English language, I believe English language, the language that I use, was very clear to my students. And that is English that I'm still talking about. Because majority knows how to speak and write in English, because they were taught from their nursery school. They use and write of English language. Also, when teaching in my class, communication must be completed. At least if I teach, the feedback, I will know whether they are learning or not. If the feedback is not enough, definitely the language I'm using is having a problem. But for me, I ensure that the language I use is universal to all of my students. English language that we use in Nigeria to convey, even all the exams are written in English. For example, in my school, we are doing Cambridge National Examination, which is written in English language. West African Examination Council is in English. National Examination Council is in English. And in our school, we do SAT, we do TOEFL, Test of English for Foreign Language, and English. So that is why we have adapted in using English to teach all our students right from their nursery school. I believe with this I've said so far, it will answer all the questions being asked in the peer assignment 2 on the course of being a teacher. Thank you.